I pull my pickup into the circular drive of the Grand Elm Resort, mud still caked on the wheel wells from checking the vineyard this morning. The steering wheel smells like diesel and wet earth. I'm wearing my favorite cashmere sweater from the row, cream, soft as a sigh, plus charcoal kite trousers that probably cost more than most people's rent. Quiet luxury. The kind you have to recognize to appreciate. Before I've even put the truck in park, a contract valet in a navy uniform rushes over. He takes one look at the truck and his face twists. "Ma'am, you can't park this here." He wields his clipboard like he's ready for a fight. "VIP circle is for guests only." I stare at him. I am a guest. He barks out a laugh. "Right. Service vehicles use the loading zone around back. You need to move. Now." Heat crawls up my neck. I'm about to snap back, but then Sophia bursts through the gilded doors. Her face is pale, almost sickly under her makeup, and she's got on ivory silk, the rehearsal dinner dress. Her hands flutter. "Isla?" She slides in between me and the valet. Not to defend me. To block me. Her eyes flick to the terrace where clumps of wedding guests are drinking champagne, laughing in the October wind. She leans in, her voice barely above a whisper. "Dad." His wife Margaret. "The Harringtons are watching from the terrace. Can you just use the service entrance?" Her fingers clamp around my arm, nails digging through the cashmere. "Your truck. Your clothes. They'll think you're staff anyway. Please don't embarrass me today." It stings. I just stand there, frozen, my brain trying to process what my little sister said. The same sister I practically raised after our mom died. The one whose college tuition I paid when Dad refused because she picked theater instead of business. I own this hotel. I bought the Grand Elm Resort 2 years ago, made it the centerpiece of Vaughn Hospitality Group. My group. I could fire this sneering valet with a phone call. I could cancel the whole wedding with a text to Julian, my GM. But Sophia doesn't know that. No one in my family does. And right now, with her pleading eyes on me, that secret feels like swallowing glass. "They'll think I'm staff," I say, my voice flat. Sophia relaxes instantly, which somehow feels even worse. "Thank you for understanding. Just stay in the background today, okay? The Harringtons, they're important. Old money, East Coast. This wedding is my chance, Isla. My only shot at a good life." She gives my arm a squeeze and hurries back inside, heels sharp on the marble. The valet is already grinning, waving a Tesla into my spot. Yesterday's call with Dad echoes in my head. His voice, cold and clipped, "If you come to the wedding, stay invisible. The Harringtons are old money. Sophia's only chance at a good life. Don't ruin this with your failures." My failures. The Stanford business degree. The hospitality empire I built from a Napa B&B. The quiet fortune I racked up while he was too busy ignoring me to notice. I want to scream. I want to march onto that terrace and tell my father exactly who owns this ground. But that needy, ugly part of me, the part that still wants his approval, keeps me rooted. Maybe if I make Sophia's day perfect, he'll finally see me as more than a disappointment. I drive around to the service entrance, humiliation burning in my chest. The kitchen's a madhouse. Chef Moreau, short and loud as a foghorn, is yelling at a line cook about undercooked potatoes. Servers dart by, balancing trays. The air reeks of clarified butter and pure panic. Then I spot the actual problem. Cases of vintage white wine sweating on the counter, not a hint of chill. The ice machine in the corner is dead, water pooling underneath. Chef Moreau eyes my sweater and trousers, makes up his mind. "You. Agency help." He pushes a crate of bottles my way before I can answer. "Take these to the cooler." I should leave. I should walk out, let Sophia serve warm wine to her precious Harringtons. Let Dad deal with the mess. But I don't. I grab a metal bucket. Ice. Water. Salt. My hands move on their own, muscle memory from lessons Dad never bothered to teach his daughters. Salt drops the freezing point. The ice bath chills the wine faster than air ever could. For minutes. I pull out a bottle, press it to my wrist. Perfect. Chef Moreau watches me like I just cracked open someone's chest. "Where'd you learn that?" he asks. I shrug. "Here and there." Meet his eyes. "Need another hand tonight?" He tosses over a navy hotel waistcoat with shiny gold buttons. Cover up those street clothes. You're on. I button it over my cashmere. It's tight, but suddenly I'm not just a screw-up trying to slip by, I'm Steph. I disappear right into the wallpaper, and something in me goes icy, sharp. If they won't let me step into the light, fine. I'll work the shadows. I'll make Sophia's wedding perfect, and maybe then Dad will finally admit I'm not worthless. I'll prove I belong, even if I have to do it in someone else's uniform. Through the ballroom, I move with a tray of champagne flutes balanced on one hand. In this vest, no one sees me. Guests swirl around like I'm part of the decor. A woman in Chanel breezes past, eyes straight ahead. Doesn't even see my face. Good. Then I spot Julian by the bar. My stomach does a full somersault. He's the GM, the guy I hired a year and a half ago, poached from the Four Seasons. He knows exactly who signs his checks. He catches my eye from across the room. Confusion, recognition, shock, all flash across his face. I press a finger to my lips and throw him a wink. He smooths out his expression instantly, nods the tiniest bit and pivots, sending a server toward the kitchen. He's letting me keep my cover. Relief washes over me, warm and solid. At least one person in this building knows I matter. I drift toward the south end of the ballroom, where velvet curtains hide a tiny alcove with fancy Louis XVI chairs. It's supposed to be a resting spot for old folks, but right now, Victoria Harrington and her son Blake have claimed it. They're whispering, heads close. Victoria's diamond necklace glints as she leans in. "Mother, this is nuts," Blake says, with a shaky laugh. "You can't seriously expect this to work." "Keep your voice down," Victoria snaps, voice like ice. And yes, I do. I already paid the sound guy $5,000 in cash. During the toast, he'll swap that syrupy photo montage for the video. My grip tightens on the tray. The glasses tremble, chiming gently. Blake glances over, but his gaze skips right past me. Just staff. Invisible. "What video?" he asks. Sophia at her sorority formal. Junior year. Absolutely plastered, sobbing about how nobody loves her, making a complete fool of herself. I had someone dig it up from old social posts. It's deliciously pathetic. My blood runs cold. Public humiliation? Seriously, Blake almost sounds impressed. That's cruel, even for you. It's strategic, Victoria says, studying her manicure, voice flat as a boardroom table. Make her feel so small, so unworthy. She'll think signing the prenup is the only way to get our forgiveness. Broken women do as they're told, Blake. Your father taught me that. She'll sign away the dowry and her grandmother's trust just to end the shame. The glasses are really shaking now. I force my hands steady, but anger's building up, sharp and hot. This isn't snobbery. It's not even normal cruelty. This is predatory, a calculated hit on my sister's mind, designed to strip her of everything, down to her last bit of control. Yeah, Sophia can be weak, vain, desperate for approval. But nobody deserves this. Blake shifts, and I catch the flash of his Rolex. The one he bragged about last night at the rehearsal dinner, calling it vintage. I've spotted enough fakes to know one on site. And if she doesn't sign? Blake asks. Then we escalate. But she will. They always do. Victoria stands, smooths her dress. Go find your brother and keep Sophia distracted. I need to make sure the technician has the file ready. They sweep past me toward the terrace, and I'm left holding a tray of champagne and a head full of rage. My hands are steady now. The sister desperate for Dad's approval, she's gone. The CEO's in charge. Cold. Focused. Ready. I can't just blow up the wedding. Sophia would blame me, swallow every Harrington lie, think I wrecked her happiness out of jealousy. Dad would back her up, and I'd be the villain forever. I need proof. Real, hard evidence that blows the Harringtons' leverage to pieces. I duck into a prep station by the kitchen and set down my tray. My mind's already racing, piecing things together like I'm staring at a giant spreadsheet of lies. I need two things: that video Victoria slipped to the sound guy, and hard documentation of their bankruptcy. Court records. Financial statements. Something so solid that even my father can't brush it aside. If I go public without proof, the Harringtons will twist this in their favor. Suddenly I'm the jealous, crazy older sister trying to drag Sophia down. They'll call me unstable, obsessed. I need them to show their true colors first. Ma'am. Julian's by my side before I even realize he's there, his voice just above a whisper. I saw you overhear something. Is everything all right? I turn, keep my face blank. Check the Harrington account status. Quietly. He doesn't blink, just pulls out his mobile terminal and gets to work. 30 seconds later, his face drains of color. Hard flags on the credit card, ma'am. The system tried to run the final payment for tonight's reception 3 times. All declined. Insufficient funds. He glances up, eyes dark with worry. And people in the industry are talking, a Chapter 11 filing. Rumors aren't good enough. I need official documents. Bankruptcy records. The sound file. The whole thing laid out so clearly, even my father can't twist it around in his mind. I glance at the hallway leading to security and the central server room. That's where all the AV feeds connect. Where the sound tech would have uploaded the file. Stay here, Julian, I tell him, voice low. I need access to the secure terminal. His jaw tightens, but he nods. Be careful. I slip into the hallway. The noise of the party fades behind me. My heart beats steady. I'm not scared, I'm locked in. The Harringtons want to break Sophia, and they're about to find out what happens when someone I actually love gets threatened. Blake Harrington corners me near the bar during a lull. I'm trying to blend in, balancing an empty tray, when his hand lands on my back. Too low. Too familiar. Careful, darling. He leans in, so close I can smell the scotch and that expensive cologne fighting for space. His cigar hovers over my tray, and he flicks ash right onto the polished silver. That waistcoat's worth more than your car. He laughs, sharp, smug, the sort of laugh that's never been told no. I sidestep, putting space between us. Excuse me, sir. Sir. His grin gets wider, eyes crawling over me in a way that makes my skin crawl. I like that. So polite. I walk away fast, drop the tray at a service station, and scrub the ash off with shaking hands. The cashmere under this waistcoat suddenly feels suffocating. 20 minutes later, I'm at the far end of the ballroom, topping off champagne, when some guy in a Tom Ford suit stops mid-sentence. He squints at me, focus sharp and uncomfortable. Wait, he says, pointing with his glass. Don't I know you? The Innovation Summit in Austin? You gave that keynote on sustainable luxury hospitality. My blood runs cold. I open my mouth, searching for any lie that won't blow my cover, but Victoria Harrington's already on the scene. She slides in, laugh bright and razor-edged. Her. She waves him off, diamonds flashing. She's just the help, darling. You're confusing her with someone who matters. The investor looks uncertain, but Victoria's already leading him away. Her voice floats back. These agency workers all look the same in dim lighting, don't they? I stand there, bottle in hand, invisible again. The woman who presented to Fortune 500 executives is reduced to furniture. Something hot and bitter coils in my chest. I need to find Dad. He has to hear me before this wedding turns into a weapon pointed at Sophia. I scan the ballroom. He's outside on the terrace, laughing with Mr. Harrington, face flushed with bourbon and pride, hand clapping the older man's shoulder. Now or never. I set down the champagne and head for the terrace, heart pounding. I catch Dad's eye as he turns from Mr. Harrington and jerk my head toward a service corridor. His face clouds over, but he follows. The corridor's narrow, lined with old black and white photos of the hotel, ones I picked myself. Dad closes the gap, breathing hard through his nose. Dad, listen. I keep my voice low, urgent. The Harringtons are frauds. They're planning to humiliate Sophia at the reception. Force her into signing a new prenup. They've got a video ready to play. Dad's face turns purple, color crawling up from his collar like a stain. You are poison. The words scrape out. Pure poison, all jealousy. I'm not jealous, I'm trying to, you can't stand it. He grabs my arm, his fingers digging right through my jacket and cashmere. You can't stand that Sophia did what you couldn't. She found a real man from a real family instead of hiding on some dirt farm, pretending you're better than us. His grip hurts. I try to shake him off, but he just squeezes harder. Dad, please. I have proof. The Harringtons are bankrupt. They're planning get out of my sight. Spit hits my cheek. Out. Before I have security throw you out myself. I force myself to breathe, to keep it together. Just one more try. Dad, I own this hotel. I have evidence enough. His roar bounces off the corridor walls. A server jumps, almost drops a tray. Dad leans in, breath hot and sour. You're a liar and a disgrace. Pretending to own hotels? Pathetic. Your mother would be ashamed. He squeezes my arm even harder. I'll have bruises tomorrow. If I see you near Sophia tonight, you're dead to me. Dead. Got that. Something inside me falls quiet. Still. 31 years chasing his approval. 31 years trying to be smart enough, good enough, just hoping for a fraction of the love he gives Sophia. I bought a hotel chain he admired. Built an empire from nothing. And now he's calling me a liar right to my face. That last stubborn, hopeful piece of me, the part that still thought he might love me, dies right here in this hallway. I feel it happen. It doesn't hurt, not the way I thought. It's more like dropping a suitcase I've been hauling forever. He never really loved me. He loved what I could be for him. A trophy. A status symbol. When I didn't shine the way he wanted, I became his target for disappointment. Okay, Dad. My voice is flat. Hollow. I'll handle this my way. I turn and walk off. His angry breathing fades, but I don't look back. Not once. The kitchen's a mess of noise and movement when I push through the doors. Chef Moreau is plating appetizers with sharp, angry focus, yelling at a sous chef about garnish. He glances up, catches my face, and freezes. I don't say a word. He saw the whole thing from the kitchen doorway. Saw my father grab me. Heard the shouting. Chef Moreau wipes his hands, walks to a prep table, and picks up his master keycard, the one that opens every door here. He slides it across the steel counter toward me. No questions. No words. Just loyalty. I take the card. It's warm from his pocket. Thank you. He nods once and goes back to his work. Behind me, the kitchen surges back to life. I head for the restricted hallway, the one that leads to the AV and security sector. I know every inch of this hotel. Every shortcut, every hidden door, every security flaw. I built half of them myself when I bought the place. I can feel eyes on me. I glance back. Victoria Harrington is watching from across the ballroom, champagne hovering at her lips. Her eyes track me, narrowing as she watches the waitress slip somewhere only staff go. Which, of course, I can. I own the place. I walk straight for the restricted corridor, spine stiff, steps steady. The security cameras follow me. That's the point. Behind me, Victoria's heels stab the tiles, sharp and loud. She's following. Of course she is. Paranoid people always think everyone else is scheming, because that's their whole life. Excuse me. Her voice slices through the hallway. Where do you think you're going? I don't slow down. Chef Moreau's keycard is heavy in my pocket. The AV door is just ahead. 20 feet. 15. 10. I said stop. She shrieks, voice bouncing off the walls. I reach for the card reader, but Victoria grabs my shoulder, nails digging in. Security. She's screaming now, glass shattering loud. Stop her. This woman's a thief. I saw her take a guest's wallet from the coat check. 2 contract security guards race around the corner. New hires. I don't know either of them, and they sure don't know me. Perfect. Victoria spots me and points like I'm some bug in her food. Search her. She's been creeping around restricted areas all night. Throw her in security holding until the police show up. Keep her away from the guests. My dad shows up at the end of the hallway. We lock eyes, just for a second. I watch him try to piece together what's happening. His own daughter, suddenly accused of theft by some wedding guest. He could speak up. He could ask a single question. He could do anything a halfway decent parent would do. Instead, he turns away. Just walks off. The guards grab my arms. Firm grip, not rough. They're just following orders, listening to some high-strung woman in a designer dress who looks like she fits in, unlike me, in this borrowed waistcoat. Blake Harrington strolls over, hands shoved in his pockets, wearing that gross, satisfied smirk. Trash always shows its true colors, huh? Victoria's practically buzzing with victory. I knew she was off. The way she kept watching our family, eavesdropping. She's probably been scoping out the hotel all week. Please. I let my voice wobble, shoulders curling in. I didn't take anything. I swear. One of the guards pats me down. He pulls out Chef Moreau's keycard and my phone. That's it. No wallet, no stolen goods. Victoria's face turns red, but she just doubles down. She already hid it somewhere, I bet. Get her out of here before she ruins my son's wedding. The guards look at each other. The tall one just shrugs. We'll hold her until this gets sorted, ma'am. They march me down the hall, past the AV booth, two of the Harringtons' private bodyguards standing there, stiff as statues, past the closets and holding rooms marked for repairs. Paint fumes, the shorter guard mutters. Use the server maintenance closet, the other says. It locks from the outside. They shove me into a tiny, windowless room that reeks of ozone and dust. There's just a metal chair jammed between racks of humming equipment. The door slams shut with a heavy click. Their footsteps fade away, Victoria's smug laughter echoing after them. I counted 10 in the dark. Then I lift my head. Mistakes were made. The Harringtons think they just neutralized a threat. Instead, they've locked me inside the beating heart of the entire hotel. Right next to my knee, the auxiliary server rack. Even better, the admin maintenance port. I grin. I cross the room, yank out my phone. The guards took Chef Moreau's keycard, but left this. Why would they care? It's just a phone to them. For me, it's everything. I plug in. Fingers flying over the screen, 2 years of hands-on upgrades at every Vaughn hospitality property kicks in. First up, the Pacer database. I grab the official bankruptcy filings, Harrington Holdings LLC, Chapter 11, filed 2 weeks ago. Asset seizure, a 3-page creditor list, total debt over $8 million. Next, the hotel's payment records. I filter for today, cash transactions, anything over $1,000. There it is, a $5,000 cash payment for sound services marked V. Harrington, personal. Then, the video file. I dig through the presentation server, skipping over the slideshow Sophia signed off on, and find the hidden one queued for the toast. File name, Sophia_fail_final. MP4. I watch 30 seconds. My sister, wasted at some sorority party, mascara streaked, mumbling while a crowd of college kids laughs. She's crying, words slurred. The camera zooms in on her face at the worst possible moment. My jaw locks so hard it hurts. I close the video and open the hotel's master presentation system. I've got 90 seconds to build a new slideshow. I work fast, dropping in images, the bankruptcy notice, the foreclosure on the Newport estate, the cash receipt with Victoria's signature, and the cherry on top, CCTV footage of Victoria handing an envelope to the sound tech. I sync everything with the directional mix audio from the booth. The result? Undeniable, theater-quality proof. I queue up my slideshow to run on every ballroom screen, overriding everything else. Priority level 1. No manual override. Last thing, I tap into the security system and pop open 2 doors, this server closet and my office suite on the executive floor. I glance at my watch. The toast is set for 8. That gives me an hour to get upstairs, slip into my emergency gala dress, still hanging in the closet of my executive suite, and get ready for the grand finale. My phone buzzes. It's Julian. Ma'am, are you all right? I saw security take someone toward holding. I text back, I'm fine. Don't interfere. Everything's going exactly as planned. 3 dots flash, then disappear. Julian knows better than to push when I use that tone. I tuck my phone away and step back from the terminal. The closet door gives with a little click when I press it open. The hallway's deserted. Everyone's in the ballroom, fussing over dinner, waiting for a sentimental toast that's never coming. I stop at the doorway and look back at the small, impersonal room. The Harringtons think they've won. They think they've shut down the threat, embarrass the troublemaker, protected their precious scheme. I whisper to the empty room, "Now let's see what you're really made of, Victoria." Then I slip out, taking the service stairs, moving through my own hotel like a ghost. I'm ready to peel off this borrowed skin and remind them exactly who runs this place. The ballroom sparkles, chandeliers raining light over everything, the whole thing looking like a jewelry box. 200 guests ease into their seats, champagne flutes catching every glint. Sophia sits at the head table in an ivory gown, glowing and blissfully clueless. Ethan's at her side, holding her hand. My father stands near the bar, laughing at some joke from Mr. Harrington. Margaret fusses with her shawl, thrilled just to be part of it all. Victoria Harrington floats to the microphone, her green dress impossible to ignore. She taps the mic twice. The room hushes. "Good evening, everyone." Her smile could slice glass. "What a beautiful celebration of love tonight." She lets that hang, milking it. Her eyes lock on Sophia, and for a split second, something ugly flashes across her face. And now, a special video montage to celebrate the real Sophia we all know and love. The lights fade. Guests murmur, settling in. Glasses raised. I watch from the mezzanine, midnight blue silk pooling around my feet, a world away from the waiter's vest I wore earlier. My hair's down now, framing a face scrubbed clean of kitchen steam and humiliation. Julian stands behind me, a quiet wall blocking the stairs. The giant LED screens blink on, then go dark. Confusion ripples through the guests. Victoria's smile wobbles. She taps the mic again, her manicured nails echoing through the speakers. "Technical difficulties," she says, voice tight. "Just one moment." I lean forward on the balcony rail. The PA system crackles to life. My voice fills the ballroom, steady, cold, unstoppable. "I'm afraid that video isn't available, Victoria. But I found some other files you might want to share." Heads swivel. People squint up into the light, searching. I step out, the chandeliers spotlighting me. The murmurs grow. "Who is that? Isn't that the waitress from before?" Victoria goes pale. Blake spins, sloshing champagne across the table. My father's mouth drops open, but he can't find any words. The screens flash, no mercy, no filter. Slide 1. Pacer Bankruptcy Documents. Harrington Holdings, LLC. Chapter 11. Filed 2 weeks ago. There's the filing number, official and damning. A sharp breath from the investors up front, no surprise there. Slide 2. Foreclosure notice for the Newport estate. Assets seized. The bank's logo stamped in the corner, clear as day. Slide 3. Bank statement, transaction declined, insufficient funds on the Harrington Black Card. The same card used for tonight's reception. $78,000. Time-stamped, for hours ago. Slide 4. CCTV from the AV booth. Victoria, caught in HD, handing cash to the sound tech. Thanks to my audio sync, her voice rings out across the ballroom. We need to break her spirit so she knows who owns her. The room explodes. Phones up everywhere. Camera flashes burst like fireworks. I zero in on the Harrington table and watch their world unravel. My voice slices through the chaos. "And about tonight's final payment, Mrs. Harrington," I hold up my tablet, bright red decline glowing for everyone to see. "Your card didn't glitch. It was a hard decline. Insufficient funds. You're bankrupt." Victoria lunges for the microphone, but security steps out of the shadows, blocking her. She wheels on them, shrieking, "Get out of my way. I'll sue this entire hotel." And then, the ballroom doors slam open. The valet from this morning, the one who sneered at my truck, bursts in, eyes wild. "Mr. Blake Harrington, the repo company's towing your Porsche. They say your lease is 4 months overdue." Blake shoots up from his chair, champagne glasses crashing to the floor. His face turns a deep shade of purple. "That's not possible. I paid that." Someone at the investor tables yells back, "With what money?" Laughter cracks through the room, sharp and ugly. Victoria loses it. She claws at the security guard, mascara streaking down her cheeks. "You can't do this to us. Do you know who we are?" I don't mean to say it out loud, but the PA system picks up my words anyway. "Bankrupt frauds." Ethan stands frozen next to Sophia, tears streaming down his face. I didn't know, he says, voice breaking. Swear to God, I didn't know. Sophia just stares at the screens, then at me up on the balcony. I can see it click for her, the sister she told to use the service entrance, the one she never wanted anyone to see. I let the silence stretch. It almost hurts. For those who don't know me, I'm Isla Vaughn. I own Vaughn Hospitality Group. This hotel? I bought it 2 years ago. I lock eyes with my father. He's gripping the bar so hard his knuckles are white. Today, my own family asked me to use the service entrance because my truck embarrassed them. So I served drinks and watched the Harringtons plot to tear my sister apart for money they don't even have. My father opens his mouth, but nothing comes out. Margaret, next to him, is motionless, her eyes darting around like she's looking for the nearest exit. I turn to Sophia. She looks pale, eyes huge and wet. The wedding can go on if you want, but the Harringtons owe this hotel $78,000. They can't pay. I let that hang in the air. That's your choice, not mine. Victoria slumps against the security guard, her emerald dress a wrinkled mess. You have 1 hour to get out before I file charges for fraud and theft of services. Blake lunges for the microphone, desperate, but Julian moves fast, blocking him. 2 security guards step in, calm but ready. Investors are already heading for the doors, disgust written all over their faces. I catch snippets, Chapter 11, 2 weeks before the wedding. That video plan was insane. I almost invested last month. Victoria's sobs echo as security escorts the Harringtons out. Blake keeps glancing back, looking for Ethan, but Ethan won't meet his eyes. He won't look at anyone. I stay up on the balcony, watching the fallout. The screens are dark now. The chandeliers feel too bright, lighting up every shocked face, every whisper, every phone recording this disaster. Sophia still hasn't moved. She sits at the head table, staring at her hands, beautiful dress forgotten. My father stands alone at the bar. For the first time, he looks small. I straighten my shoulders. Julian gives me a nod, cool, steady. We head down the stairs together, ready for whatever comes next. The Harringtons scurry through the lobby, Victoria clutching her purse, Blake's face twisted with anger. Camera flashes go off, sharp, relentless. Their sobs bounce off the marble, raw and pathetic. Outside, a tow truck hauls Blake's Porsche away. The repo guy whistles as he works. Julian's already at the concierge desk, talking to hotel security, filing the police report. $78,000, just like that. I stand on the mezzanine, glass of wine in hand, watching the ballroom empty. My father stands near the head table, staring at me, like he's trying to figure out who I am. He starts toward me, hand out, his face stuck between shock and calculation. Isla, I didn't know you owned, if you'd told me, I walk right past him. I don't even brush his shoulder. He's invisible, the way he's always made me invisible. The man who told me to use the service entrance gets nothing, no anger, no forgiveness, just absence. Margaret tries to follow, heels clicking, desperate. Isla, wait, we can talk. Think about the family reputation. I keep going. The terrace doors swing shut behind me, cutting her off. Sophia sits on the stone steps in her wedding dress, mascara running down her cheeks in dark streaks. The silk pools around her like spilled milk. Ethan sits beside her, not touching, just there. His bow tie hangs loose, the knot forgotten. I didn't know, he whispers again. I swear to God, I'll make this right. I move closer, my heels barely making a sound on the stone path. I settle on Sophia's other side, leaving a space between us. The garden smells like jasmine and fresh-cut grass. No one says anything for a long stretch. Then, finally, Sophia breaks the silence. Her voice is soft, a little shaky. You own this hotel? Yeah, I say. And you use the service entrance because I asked you to? Yeah. She lets out a broken, tiny sob. I'm so sorry. I reach into my clutch and pull out a contract. The paper snaps, crisp and official in my hands. The hotel bill is $78,000, I say. I'm not paying it. If you two want to be adults, you pay it. Ethan looks up at me. His eyes are wild, a little lost. How? Work. I place the contract between them. I'm offering both of you jobs. Sophia, housekeeping. Ethan, valet. Minimum wage $16 an hour. Double shifts, weekends. It'll take about 8 months if you keep your expenses low. Sophia just stares, first at the contract, then at me. You're actually serious? Absolutely. I hold her gaze. Or you can leave and let your dad deal with it. Ethan grabs the pen first. His hand shakes, but he signs. Sophia watches him, then looks down at her perfect nails, nails meant for a different life, one she thought would last. She glances at the rough, unforgiving paper. After a deep breath, she picks up the pen and signs too. Her hand trembles, but she doesn't let go. The next 8 months, they're a blur. Sophia folds endless sheets in the laundry room, her nails chipped and raw. Ethan parks cars in the pouring rain, his uniform soaked through. Lunch is sandwiches on the loading dock curb, the two of them laughing over nothing. Their apartment is tiny, the furniture all thrifted, no pretending anymore. Just work, sleep, and this slow, hard-won freedom from fake status. A year later, the Grand Elm Resort garden glows white and gold. Sophia wears a plain linen dress, no veil, no train. She shines in a way she never did at her first wedding. Ethan's in a suit he bought himself. It fits. It's nothing fancy, but it's real. Before the ceremony, Sophia makes a choice. She skips the grand lobby entrance. Instead, she heads for the service door. Tommy, the security guard from that night, grins and swings it open. She high-fives him. Thanks, Tommy. She walks through the kitchen. Chef Moreau gives her a nod, then slips through the side door into the garden. Same entrance as before, but it means something different now. Not shame. Humility. Pride. Freedom. I watch from the garden. Julian stands beside me. Think they'll make it? He asks. I smile. They already did. They picked reality over fantasy. That's the toughest part. My father and Margaret aren't here. The guest list is small. Only the ones who showed up when everything went sideways. The ceremony starts. My own voice drifts through my head. People say I was cruel. I didn't give them money, I gave them dignity. A shot to build something real, not keep living a lie. Just because you share blood doesn't mean you get to cross every line. Family isn't about birth. It's about who shows up, stands with you at the service entrance, and walks through the door by your side.